And we're back. How's everybody doing? I hope it's an awesome day for you. If I have to try to guess, I'm thinking this is episode 119 of our Slow Cooker World, and it is a glorious Sunday morning, I hope. It's the 6th of June, and I believe that is a Sunday, so we're going to go with that. Anyway, yeah, the lesson of this episode is don't hit the record button when the mic is still up on your headset, angled up over your head. You gotta find it and pull it down. But we've talked too much. We're almost at a minute, and it's time to go. We are still having fun in the end. We're not touching our faces. And let's go. So we had just found a random return portal in the last episode, and we may well use this when it comes time. One thing I did notice, though, the screenshot that I used for the thumbnail for that episode reminded me that I haven't put any torches up around the edge here, and while the few on the Dealy Bopper are nice, we just want to be as visible as possible. So, all good there. Let's reload our remaining cobble. We'll just keep all these. I said, oh yeah, let's just jam this whole chorus fruit, but so many other things that kind of fell off the priority, not because it's not important. Okay, so we're coming, I think we came from there, but did we, oh yeah, we crossed the valley over there, so we're already, well, forgive me, I think this is just kind of an end out here, right? Not connected to anything, maybe. I'll tell you, I am tempted, since we're at the start of a new episode, to maybe try to jump out into a new island or landmass, like out there, maybe? You think? I don't think we have enough yet, but we could. Alright, maybe we go back. Let's, oh, well, whatever. That'll work. Let's clear everything from here, and then after we do the end forestry project, or clear cutting more accurately, we'll get a bunch of end stone and try to go out and across into the distance. Because the feeling I have is that we're moving opposite the end island, where we've kind of come around a ring in that angle. We've kind of got portals spread around those. So if that's the case, then going out that way would be cool, because we're less likely to just get dropped back down on top of it, as far as I know. And again, I've never killed all the dragons. I've never fully generated all the portals. I don't know how that works. What I excuse me, what I understand, rightly or wrongly, is that if you get out away from that end island, it's kind of like the real Minecraft world, going away from spawn. You can go, it's not indefinite, but you can go a real long way, just constantly uncovering more islands, some with cities and all that, some with nothing, big, small, who knows. But my also kind of understanding is that as you get out there, you're not going to have return portals, right? It's going to kind of be a out and back type situation. But if you can ever really dial in, and that's what we should kind of define the dimensions of our central end island sometime. Pull up the F3, grab the chords, jot those down, or try to kind of plot them out, so that when we're back over here, we know, okay, we're north. If we keep going north, we'll go further and further away from the island. And we can probably figure that out pretty well from just looking at the So, I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that we're going the right way, right? These numbers are getting bigger. That 920Z number, that's going up, and assuming we're corresponding to a kind of 00 or something on the portal. I don't remember what those actually map out to, but I think it's like spawn, right? It's pretty low. They're not going to put you at like 20,000 and something else, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. So I think if we head like that, we're pretty likely to just go into a distance, and you can kind of keep an out and back type trajectory. But to do so, we're going to need a bunch of this stuff. And we're probably going to need to put away a bunch of those fruit, too, before all is said and done. Oh, let me get rid of that. Now that we're just going. So, man, we talked a lot. I was kind of trying to come up with a description for the last one. It seemed kind of heavy. I hope not. I know I kind of talked about like holiday people that are alone and need to have all that kind of stuff. So let's say some people aren't just down. Like, hey, I'll cover your holiday shifts. I'm happy to do it because I can. I get extra pay. I'm a perfectly fine, mentally adjusted person, and it's just cool. I get to have a quiet day at the office where I get extra pay, can catch up on back work or watch some videos or whatever you're doing on those quiet days. I remember. What was it? We used to have like a Quake server or something at one of my jobs, and when there, it was one of those deals when there was work to be done, you worked your butt off. Get it done. Don't milk the clock. This was a small company. It was about to get a lot bigger, but it was. Nobody's here to make you be here for your shift, right? You're here working here because you got skills, or you're learning them or whatever, but there's work to be done. We get it done. We're not going to make busy work just to make people stay busy while they punch a clock and get perceived work out of them. That's some of the most frustrating stuff of jobs, right? Is somebody who wants to, okay, now you gotta fill out these reports, and then I need you to go through and collate all of the invoices that we had. Some of that stuff needs to be done, but it turns into if you're not doing that, I'm going to find something else because my boss judges me on whether you people look like you're, working in a coal mine, or whether you look like you're having too much fun when they walk by, not understanding the circumstances. And a good boss will kind of stand up and be like, look, I don't know if any of you guys have watched the movie Old School. Will Ferrell, pretty good movie. These old guys that go buy a house on a college campus. They're not students or anything, but they kind of, like just vibe into this party scene and kind of, Greek system, it's kind of Revenge of the Nerd style Greek system movie. But they one of the guys has this 9 to 5 job, right? And he's got that same kind of boss that's always like, what are you doing? I noticed that you haven't been doing this and all that. At one point he kind of has the snap, and it's like, get off my guy's case, right? They're doing fine. They have all your work done. It's all taken care of. They're working on a project for me, and you back off. But it's that kind of a deal where you need to, a good lead or manager or whatever. It needs to be real sure before they do that all the work is getting done and done well, because that is why you're there. It's why you're getting paid. But if you're doing that and your job is to ensure that whatever that function is gets done, if that's a development cycle, right? You're a coder and you've got deliverables for a launch and they're coming up. If you get to them or you've got them done in advance, you bet your sweet bottom, have some fun. That's where camaraderie and the real feeling of being a part of a team is built. Take people out to lunch or let them have a Nerf gun fight in the office, or set up the little mini putt-putt course or something, between all the desks. That kind of stuff. And it makes others in the office go, hey man, I want to, I want to work on that team. What do I have to do to get over there? That, if you're a manager, that makes you look pretty appealing, but it also makes everybody else work that much harder when they see that, that team is doing all that because they get all their stuff done in advance, and then they're not just given stupid work to look busy. They just keep after it. And at that point, all the productivity of letting your people come in on a weekend or whatever, like, hey, I got all my work done because I stayed here late on a Tuesday night when my girlfriend had to work late too, so I wasn't gonna get to meet up with her anyway. I would have just been getting home and sitting there watching TV waiting. So I stayed here and did a bit of extra work. You're not being held to that scrutiny. Now, if you man a customer support desk, or you're the back end of the website or something, or you're making sales calls or whatever, some of those kind of things you do have to be accountable for your shit. You're at that point, you got to be working for the time that you're working. Don't, especially sales, man. If you're in sales, it's so easy for sales to fall into that trend of like, oh yeah, we got to have the monthly sales competition or the meeting or whatever. You got to get the info, but anytime you're not on the phones, the web, whatever your means of reaching the customers is, you're not, don't ever forget, you're not working. Always be looking at what's the most efficient way to get whatever information your leads or managers or whatever are presenting to you in like a weekly meeting. And then, I don't know what it is about people that are selling. They're like, oh yeah, we gotta just chat, and talk and play games. That's my struggle with sales. Like, man, give me what I need and get out of my way, because you are costing me money if we're sitting around here gabbing. Yeah, you gotta have training. There's stuff like the harassment and all that. You are very often the face of the company, so you got to be on the same page. And you got to, same thing goes. If you're going to be the one that's saying, hey, I need this info quick and efficiently so I can go bust the phones or go customer visits or get as much in as I can, then you better be digesting that stuff efficiently, and you better not be misquoting product specs or prices or anything else when you do go to the customers. Then you're going to have to come back and do more trading. Like, there's always a balance back and forth. But man, how did we? Oh, we got here because of the people that like to just work the holidays and chill when they're on a more quiet day when there isn't as much going on. So yeah, I didn't mean to make it seem like, oh yeah, anybody who doesn't have a family isn't is doing that because they failed to get to that point or whatever. I live alone and really haven't pursued a relationship type, anything substantial or deep like that, because I've really just found through my life, I like people, I like company, all that, but I really feel like I'm a better person and I'm a happier person when I'm not trying to live my day to day on somebody else's schedule, or trying to woo or accommodate, or as soon as I start finding somebody I like and want to spend more time with, trying to change them to do all the things that I wanted. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we'll hang out on opportunities when we can do things that we all agree are great, but outside of that, we're not going to try to make more or force other people to just come in. So I don't know. It's just all types, right? And I never thought I would find myself at that point. I was as shocked as others, but I really, I find I'm less jealous. Think about that when you're in a relationship, and you want your space, but then when the other person starts like, oh yeah, I want to go hang out with these people or whatever, like, hey, is that threatening to to what we've got, or are you finding things that you'd rather do than be with me? And that kind of hurts, and that's just the reflection of it. I've always said, hey, it when the right person comes along, and I've been fortunate enough to be in a couple of those relationships over the course of my life. They haven't lasted, and some of that's been probably my fault. Some of it, it's just, we mutually got to walk away, or we're. It's amazing how amicably you can agree on things as you get a little bit older and you've had experience. But I've certainly been dating women and say, either from my end or heard it from theirs, that I'm not looking for the same thing that you are. Or what are when you get to a point in a relationship, and if you're younger and you're watching this and you dating and all that, how many times have you been heartbroken when a crush is like either handles a breakup badly, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, they're maybe really more interested in somebody else than you, but they're afraid to tell you that, so they come up with something that is flimsy as reasoning why they're ending things. That hurts worse than anything. It's like, just be straight and say it. And I know. There's one woman I was I was kind of probably later 20s or so, I'd say. Around, probably getting close to 30, but like over 27. And I'd known this person for a long time, but did some travel, and really felt exotic. And we were both very kind of cosmopolitan in a way, universal. Both had very distinct and different but successful careers launching and getting started, and so shared some travel together. And I was kind of at the point unexpectedly where I'm like, man, this is I could see this going somewhere. When I said that, she was kind of like, I think we need to be real clear. I'm not looking for that. That's not the place in my life. Like, what this is awesome. We're having fun, but you need to reset your expectations if you're expecting that kind of level of commitment from me. And it ended up working very well. I was still sad because in my mind I was like, man, we could, this could be a real future. But at the same time, it worked out. I'd done the same thing around the same time in my life, kind of come from the other way. Like, what, I was like, honestly, I gotta say, I'm just, when you start talking about the L word, like the big I love you. If if somebody's there, you can much more easily um, remain friends and stuff if you're adult enough, whether you're man or woman, to just say to the person, look, I understand, but honestly, I really like you, and all this has been great. We wouldn't have gotten to this point if it wasn't, but I have to be honest with my feelings. There's that element is not there, and I could see this continuing for a long time, but I don't see it growing to something deeper than that. And that's it. In my case, when I had to say something like that, it ended up working out really well, and I think it was pretty mutual. There may have been something more out there that I wasn't all that aware of, but in the end, it worked out great. We're still good acquaintances. We're not super tight, and when you do that, understand it's not going to just continue the way it had. That's kind of a breakup type talk. You're not gonna, when you're saying that, it's like, okay, well then you're looking for that with somebody else. So unless you're into something, I certainly have never been in any kind of crazy wide open, like, oh yeah, well you're cool, one of many type situation. Nah, that's a little too progressive for my taste. But you can't say, oh yeah, I'm really enjoying this, I'm having a good time, but I don't see it going any further, and then expect to just keep going for another 4, 5, 6 months or whatever. That's kind of gonna change things pretty quick. Again, if I've had any experience, that's the way to do it. Don't do the it's me, it's not you, it's me kind of nonsense. If that's not true, and in some ways it is, but that's not the way to say that makes the other person feel included in the conversation, or why the decision is happening. So, oh, we're close. Like, are we even getting towards something? Again, now I'm talking about random stuff, but those were decisions that really I don't regret at all, and they've kind of been the more recent ones along the way. And neither of those were like, oh yeah, this is, I'm never, I've certainly still dated and been out with people and stuff like that. But as I get a little older, even now, I'm like, man, I don't, you hear like so much of those ads, and think about how much resources get thrown at people that are like, I need someone to complete my life. And it's like, for me, I think you're more appealing if you're comfortable as you are in your own life. Like if you're comfortable and you're living a life that you think is a blessing. As I try to say between episodes and stuff. We only get one chance on this world, as far as we know. They're unproven, but unless you are entirely confident that you're going to be reincarnated in a consciousness of your current self, yeah, this is it. This is your chance. So while you may be looking to, find somebody else, don't let that dictate your mood and your outlook on life while you're doing it. While you're out dating, go be be the best you can be, and be doing a ton of stuff that you enjoy doing and that you have the time to do. Because understand that once you enter into a relationship, your time gets halved, right? At least. And depending on the person and their outlook, that could be different. Some people want you to need you, I would say, to be in and around them, um, for a lot of their waking hours, for their well-being, and to reinforce them. That's not my deal at all. I would feel very smothered in that type of relationship. But some people, that's exactly what they're looking for in life. Um, Others not so much, but you're still making that commitment that you're going to be asked at times to do things that are going to conflict with things that you really wanted to do. And that again, we've talked about it many times in many different conversations, or scenarios. But yeah, it's a way to um, show your affection, your commitment, by giving up those. If you really like baseball and you've had season tickets to a pro or minor league or college or whatever baseball team, and you go to all 162 games of a regular baseball season, I think, or half of those, right? Because you got home and away, but you never miss a game and all that kind of stuff. Well, if you then get into a relationship, you're going to have to expect that, maybe some of those games you're going to have to give those tickets to friends, because she's going to have stuff that she does too that is equally important. And I say she, that's just my background, my outlook, but you do you. Whoever your partner is, they're going to have things that are equally important to them. They're going to want to share those. So just you saying, "Oh yeah, I want you to have my second season baseball ticket," they may appreciate the gesture and be glad that you want them to be there for it, but may teeter back and forth. And what I've found in my life is, things that I enjoy doing, video games and reading and hiking and all that kind of stuff. To this point, I haven't found the right person with the right balance to kind of reflect all those things with me. So it doesn't make me feel less complete as a person by any means. In fact, selfishly, it makes me feel a lot happier. Um, and that's part of why, as I settle into my life, I kind of try to advise people, because I think so many people get hung up on this idea. And I talked in the last episode about going to see my parents, and all that. My parents would love to see, hear that news someday. Hey, I think I found the right woman. We're really moving forward. They don't want me. They worry that as I get older, at some point I may regret and go, oh, now I'm alone, and that opportunity has passed. Personally, I don't look at it that way, and that's a difference, of my outlook, versus the way they were raised, and their appreciation. But a big part of that is digital. We now are so much more connected with people in different online means, that we don't view that same dependency really. So I don't know. Take it or leave it, right? If you're looking for somebody, look for them. Go, don't sell yourself short or miss out on that opportunity. But as you're doing it, make sure that you're making you the best you, and that you're savoring every minute of your life that you have, while you're looking. Don't feel like your life isn't going to get started until you have that person. No, you're awesome as you are, and and just that different circumstance doesn't make you any. It doesn't really limit your opportunities for pleasure, fun. Just find the right one. Find the right things that make you happy, and then as you do those, if you uh, are putting yourself out there and being communicative, that's tough for some people, I know. But if you're willing to start a conversation or have a dialogue with people, that's how you might just find that person that's like, yeah, I'm really down with the same things. They may not be identical, but I share that same kind of life outlook and, time management, life pleasure balance. For me, I don't feel I don't feel as good with myself now that I understand I have to get outside. I have to get some exercise regularly. Okay. Um, this is not cool. You guys are kind of pushy. Um, and there's a lot of you. I forgot that they kind of have mass. You can't just walk through them. Ooh, man, that made my tummy lurch. Um, I was just getting comfy hauling over these. All these are small islands, I think. Um, and I think we saw torches when we were way out there looking that way, right? So I think we want to get that way, or we should just go. Oh man, now we gotta go. What if we just keep going out? Oh, we only have 22 torches. We might have some in the yellow chest, but no, we're at a point where let's call it good. We'll have our plain shulker box, and we'll have a black shulker box. Now we have black dye, and we'll call that full and good. And we've got all this chorus fruits. Now we can combine that with our blaze rods we have back at home. Lots of lights. Nether Highway moving forward. Big win on this trip. Um, yeah. Yeah. So again, don't get hung up on what I'm saying. If I could have any message, it's no matter what you're doing, you control your attitude and your effort. And if you decide that your circumstances are a representation of how awesome the opportunities we have in this life are, then you are okay. So that's cool. So when you go through a random one, it'll just put you back at your spawn here. I wasn't sure of that. So let's go check the coordinates here before we dive through. Man, I totally like cliffhanger the main thought. If I could have any one thought, look at that, I'm going to throw a portal and shoot into another dimension and get distracted. So my style. All right. Yeah, so this is basically 0, 0 on that bar. So that helps us for future navigating, I guess. And we won't be able to get back out to that portal we returned from unless we hike the same path. So we'll see what we end up with in the next one. And now we will go back to whatever bed we last slept in. Which doggy bed. Hey, doggies. Okay, so we're gonna come upstairs here. Maybe actually we should go downstairs, right? Is there anything we need to cook or grab? I don't think so. Say hi to the pets. Hi, pets. Once we get down here and we get to our chest, I'm gonna say it because if there's any one thing that I would try to look at as my kind of message to people, it's your attitude and your effort are the two things that you can always determine, and by deciding that you're going to be conscious of your attitude, you can then determine, what your reality is and what your mindset becomes and how much joy you're going to take out of whatever activity it is you're doing on that given day. Um, and I see so many people that really beat themselves up unnecessarily for a whole world of reasons. And I think, just taking time to really appreciate what your current attitude is. Not saying, oh, you shape up, you got to have a good attitude or you won't. No, you got to be aware of what your attitude is so you can then, um, come on, um, can then, make sure that it's fitting with what the actual reality of your circumstances are. Whether that's work, and I usually think about this in work terms, but it really, it fits in life so well too. Um, if you take the attitude of, I've got one life and I'm going to make the most of it. And, no matter what all the external stuff, and external stuff can be the loss of family, it can be very intimate and very, very personal, but it's still external in the sense that I'm going through this one opportunity I have to live. And I am going to, if you do horribly, death is a part of life, right? We all lose loved ones at one time or another, and that's awful. But if you make that decision that my attitude in my grief is going to be to remember the best of times that we had together and celebrate the idea that that loved one would want me to continue living my life to the fullest, just as they hopefully did as well, then that grieving, even though it's painful and it will be the sense of loss, but you're still celebratory about it. You're not um, beating yourself up or feeling like your life has to be something that I always want to do that gets put on or measured for value by other people's standards, and that's the kind of I've railed for quite a while about relationships and stuff, but I know so many people that struggle because they feel like they should have a relationship um, that matches what's either reflected on TV or in movies or whatever. And it's make believe. Those aren't real things. And the best way to be in a strong relationship is to be a strong foundation for the people you care about, people, whatever. Um, whether that's an intimate boyfriend girlfriend, husband wife type relationship, or whether it's just friends, or whether it's coworkers or associates, or boss, um, direct report, any of that kind of stuff. You want to. What do we do with the purple glass? Did we not get any in the last one? It's gonna be trouble. I think maybe we'll look for it elsewhere. Let's put stair type stuff there. Let's make these the fancy blocks. Wait, not those. But all the rest of these are pillars, right? Glass, we gotta make a decision on. Okay, these two are now good, right? Oh. So yeah, your attitude and your effort can so determine whether you're successful and whether you feel good. Just decide that either you're making progress on something that you want or need to change in your life, and have that attitude, and just then set real goals and make progress towards them, and adjust your attitude based on that. Or um, sorry, I think, did we have four? Or appreciate who you are, and the good things that you have in life, and decide that you're gonna focus on the opportunities and the things that there are in your life, not the things that you don't have, and get hung up on feeling like you're a victim or whatever because you don't have exactly the same stuff as somebody else. That's kind of the way that I try to frame my own thoughts about the world and life, and what I hope others would maybe see see reason to do. I don't know. Maybe you have a totally different outlook. That's another of the beauties of being human. Everybody can do their thing. I don't know that we're ever gonna get white glass back here, and I don't know that I'm not missing it somewhere else. But let's do panes, blocks, and then colored of whatever odds and ends of leftover stuff that we have. Dye, one of those. I wonder how far over we got now that I've just rambled in your guys' ears for how long? Only 42 minutes. You got 18 more minutes of me ambling and rambling on. Aren't you lucky? Does it have to be like that? What? What am I doing wrong, people? Popped. I gotta cook it. Fair enough. We still need a ton more coal too, because that glass stove is out. I keep forgetting that. Well, I haven't really forgotten. We just need so many different resources. Um, so I guess we'll be doing two. Let's put those away. No, well, yeah. I don't want to switch any of our. Let's see if we can get that rain to stop. Actually, it might be a storm. I kind of not slept all that time. That's a problem with like multiple episodes in a row, and I was kind of racking up not sleeping, hoping to find a charged creeper. Not to be. Alright, we may very well have some friends out here. Anything else? Ooh, that's a lot of blocks though. Okay. Um, 18 minutes. I haven't really thought about what we were. Ooh, is that the same guy? Maybe. He dropped pretty quick on that one. Oh, he must have found the water and taken refuge. I guess. Well, let's go go downstairs. Can leave those up. Now I got everything cooking for those. Store those. Put the frames away. We'll get... one of the two shulkers out and dye it. Frames away first, though. Alright, one of the shulkers. There we go. Now we have another our adult. Oh man. We now have another one of our darker monochromatic boxes. Let's first pull these, and I forgot we had to clean up that blue box. Wow, the tongue is kind of done. Okay, what all do we have here? We got some pants. It's weird. I got the XP from it. Maybe it was just from a past one. Obsidian. Pearls. And rods. I think we'll hang on to those, maybe. Ladders upstairs. These two upstairs. Chorus flower. What are we doing with those? Oh, I think we actually had a whole box for them, didn't we? Probably overkill. That does bring to mind, though, where should we create a chorus grove? If I recall, they need to have endstone planting. Okay, we're going to fill you. We were still emptying the other one, though, right? Oh, there are ones. Okay, empties. Blue, you go away. Shovel, you come out. These three should soon be getting used. Maybe they will go. Yeah, that's worthy of a box. So we'll save that. These two I'm going to use for polished black. We're going to need a bunch more of that. We got to load it up. I don't know how much quartz we took, but we can run back for that if needed. Upstairs chest, upstairs chest. Let's go upstairs. I can only hope, but I doubt that cooking got very far. Not quite halfway. We got these other things to clean up. Diamonds, gold, ladders. That was the other one. So we need coal. We need to make torches. Man, now we really need coal. So do we go back to Sheep Farm Cave for coal next? Maybe. That would probably be good. I wouldn't be as inclined to rambling at that point. I think these like couple days in a row of just lots and lots of playing are kind of running me out of fresh commentary. Um, Getting there. Oh yeah, our grove. What? Where could we do that? Let's take a look around. I don't think it wants to be inside our fortress. Right, that would be weird. Hey, you got trees from another dimension, but I kind of think it should be accessible. Like maybe up here on this little island. It's all flat. It had that big hole, so it's kind of weird. Obviously, this water. What was it? It looks like a creeper hole. Oh, some past forgotten age. Let's clean up all these. I don't remember. This was the like known hole, right? And we filled that in. Oh, Joy, you're back. Last time you came visit, we almost got killed. Exactly. Alright, so we need some dirt, and then we're going to plant our end stone. Let's go get the dirt. This is a good little filler project, and that'll be a great spot to grow some more coarse fruit. So then we don't have to run to the end every time we want to harvest. If I'm remembering how to do all this all right. Dirt. How many dirts do you think it takes to fill those two holes? Well, that many. These leaves are starting to clear. That'll be good. We don't need any of this grass. So I guess as we wrap up the musings series of end chats, just one last little thing is to relate it back to the topic, Minecraft. Um, oh, don't flood. There are a lot of people out there, and part of it's the age. Um, you get introduced to like Minecraft and stuff like that as a pretty young kid, I think, for most of us. Um, when you do that, and you're watching content creators and stuff, it can be so easy to be like, they've got all the advantages. They're doing stuff I'll never get to do, and it's so unfair because, they have 1,000-person audiences, or they have awesome mixers or boom mics, or 14 monitors in their setup, and their keyboard has lots of colored lights, and so I can never compete with that. I'm not even gonna try. It's all you hear. It's a saturated market. There's no place for anything else. It's already been done. True and untrue. If you just want to be the person with 10,000 viewers and think that they're handing those out down at the store, yeah, you're probably right to be disillusioned. Oh, it's because we have an Enderman upstairs, probably. Hopefully he's separate from here. But But if you take the attitude of, hey, I know that there are lots and lots and lots of people streaming or recording Minecraft, but I think I have something unique and fun and worth watching to show to others. Then there's no reason not to, right? Yeah, I'm streaming on a laptop, right? It may not be the elite gaming deck, but it's always worked well for me now, and I've just kind of started slowly, and I've tried to be very clear with anybody who wants to view. This is where I'm coming from. I'd like to get to the point of doing some streaming, but right now, the the fact that I'm using a laptop, the fact that I have no real experience doing any of this kind of stuff, makes it much easier for me to just record some long unedited videos. If you're into that kind of thing, check back. If you're not, if it's too quick, um, I hope you'll still give it a shot, and you can watch it at high speed. You can leave it on in the background, and understand that I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to get better. And if it appears that there's a positive reaction, then either I can justify for my own, just as a hobby, getting better gear, doing that kind of stuff, and I think you'll quickly find that the benefits of just doing far outweigh the negatives of not having all the features, not having an editing team, or um, the ability to even stream some of the constant um, schedule that it would appear like, okay, if you want to be a real streamer, then what you need to do is you need to be on 5 days a week, and every day you have to be on during the daytime school shift. But then you also, if you want to have clout with the crazy hardcore streamers, you got to do the late night, don't eat, don't sleep. So really you got to run um, 24/7, and don't even expect to have other hobbies or sports or anything like that, or friends outside of gaming. You've got to be fully committed, or you're just not legit enough. I can't find the words to express how untrue I found all of that. Um, Now I've been pushing pretty hard, especially these last few days, because I know I'm going to be gone, and I personally I want to have content for the people that have said that they've enjoyed watching it, and the people that have been coming back. Um, and in that getting used to, it's um, it's what you would have to do if you wanted to get, and when you don't have, when you can't be the big boy, when you're in business and you can't be the big guy. Let's say, um, let's see, it's garbage collection, because the garbage man came by today, and I'm still thinking about him. So I think most places, at least in the West here, I don't know, maybe this is untrue. I could be totally off board here, but um, if you want to be a garbage company and compete with waste management, well, then you better really understand your customers' needs and what they want. And you better deliver it much more um, much more accessibly, I guess, or friendly than than you would otherwise. I don't know. Maybe that's it's too much to try to analogize. Um, you just you just want to, if that's gonna be your play. Hey, I'm not all the bells and whistles. I'm not Is that the start? Or is it a regular chorus fruit? So we may have to research. I don't know. I'm sure we probably gone long. But the good news is we've cooked a bunch. And we have a whole lot of chorus fruit. Oh, wait. So it's not going to be those. But it may be an uncooked chorus fruit. That does it. Maybe it needs to go into like soil or something too. There's so many possibilities. Let's go try these. I'd like to get these planted here if I can. Now that that's become our kind of last gasp project. Yeah. So if you take the attitude, hey, I'm going to be the best. Oh, there we go. It's already grown. So yeah, we were right all along. Boom, 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 boom. We'll grow a little grove of chorus trees. And let's go poach a piece of dirt somewhere. Unobtrusive. Like this one. Wait, how did I end up with 7 then? Very strange. Alright. That's good. We can wrap this up by making up as many end rods as we can. We will cook the rest of those. Let's trees. Tree stuffs. Seeds. Random sand. Do we have any random sand? Let's put that over with this. How long has it been since we've just picked up sand? Okay. Do we have enough room here? Let's throw you down. Oh, I should have you away. That's a little bit more. Alright. Now, interesting that it has to be placed like that, not the other way around. Alright, that's a lot of end rods we got now. Our nether highways can be lit. While we're in that screen, we are at 102.58. We're going to push just a little bit long again because I want to do blackstones. So if you'll bear with me just this last little bit. So yeah, don't let circumstances keep you from having the attitude that I'm going to go give it a shot anyway. And worst case, I meet a few people that enjoy similar stuff to what I'm doing, and we get to swap some ideas and some feedback. They get to look at my build and be like, oh, hey, I've done something really similar. Check this out. If that's what you're into. What do you think of this? And then, hey, does that inspire some ideas? Does that make me want to grow? Keep trying something in that type. Let's go get rid of these two. Okay, that's just on the thing. I thought it would have fallen off. The gilded stone there. Feather falling. No, we're not in the thing. Gold, gold. And here we go. Alright. Grind, grind. Alright, I guess. Oh, That's it. Whole bunch more there. Let's just unjam this one as well. Now we can forget all about the stuff in the other chest. totally, totally space it out. Someday realize that we had a whole bunch more than we thought, but this will be very welcome on our. Okay, that's 8. And I want to get those. There. Should do us. Boop. All right, those two are set to go back to the job site. And we'll be good. So, again, kind of deep thoughts with Jack Handy here. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. You know, it kind of fills the time when we're just doing grindy stuff like carving up end stone and dropping end towers and all that kind of stuff, walking and placing torches, looking for more shulkers. We didn't find many of those, but we got enough. We've got a full range of variety now, and I think in our next episode, let's start by going back to the build site and trying to reclaim some of our shulkers. I think the kind of top hit list, switch those out. I don't know that I want to do a ton more just yet. Another highway building, although I'd kind of like to get it done maybe in our play session here today, at least functionally wise, and enclosed enough to where we can run boats all the way down to the Wither Skull Farm and back. That's a lot. We'll see. But before we do that, I think we'll drop off the boxes. We'll get back all our shulkers because we've got a couple, 2, 3, sitting there on the floor in the Nether transport hub. Get those emptied and back. Empty out these that we just loaded up. All those back as a full set. We'll come back up. We'll go to the darkroom spawner. We'll heal up our couple of tools and grab some more gunpowder. And then we'll go back under Sheep Farm and, completing the circle, go after some more coal and see what more fun we can have down there. We can, break a bunch of rock and at least get some more stone, because I would imagine we'll probably need smooth stone along the way too. So lots going on, plenty more still to come. And with all that excitement, I doubt we'll have too much time for rambling at all. So, you guys just take away that, we all are living our best lives, I hope. And if you know that there's stuff you got to work on in your own life, ask for, identify that, make sure of it, reach out and ask for help from other people, but have the attitude that it's just stuff you have to work on in your own life. It doesn't constitute your life. And if you have that attitude, even if things are terrible, they'll get better. And that, above all, that those are the people I want to be able to say, yeah, have that attitude. It doesn't define you, whether it's medical or emotional or dependency or relationship or loss of loved ones or anything else, job loss, any of that kind of stuff. Those don't define you. You're still a great, awesome person, and that's why I mean it when I say you guys all need to stay awesome out there. No matter what's going on, you're awesome as you are, and I just hope to get to know you guys. So drop comments, let me know what's going on in your worlds, or if you've got similar channels out there where you're putting stuff up. I know this isn't for a lot of people. You wouldn't feel comfortable just trying to fill time with talk. So understandable, but feel free to drop a comment if there's anything out there that you want to share, whether it's just snapshots posted on I don't know, what are they called, I don't know what's the little chat app thing. It used to be the gamers thing, and now it's just the Reddit to kind of share everything portal. You guys know what I mean. I don't know the talk rooms and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, if you got world shots or something like that out there, or anything, please let me know. But if any of this makes sense or doesn't, and you're like you're so wrong, feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoy the video though, Minecraft stuff or just the ramblings, please drop a like. Let me know. And particularly if you know hardcore Minecraft players or just Minecraft players in general that might be interested, be sure to let them know who I am out there if they want to give it a try, see if this content's for them. I'd appreciate the word of mouth. Otherwise, go ahead and take a break now. I'm going to do the same. I'll be back, and this next video will be up this one I think is Sunday morning, right? Is what you guys are watching. So the next one will be Sunday night. Would make sense. Watch out for the flashing letters, and we'll come on back at you in about 12 hours. My break will be shorter than that, but I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope you do the same. Take care of yourselves, and if somebody out there needs something, random content creator on YouTube can't take care of people, but you guys can. You know your community, you know your friends and neighbors, so take care of the people that need it. Stay awesome, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.